Welcome back, 8th grade computer skills. This is the last demonstration video for Excel number 4. At the conclusion of this video, you will be able to save PDF and submit to Schoology for a grade. We're going to add an additional row below totals and average I'm going to talk a little bit about today, as well as add some features that kind of make the spreadsheet stand out a little bit. If your spreadsheet doesn't already look like mine and isn't on one page, you're going to want to shrink some of your columns down to width, as well as make sure that all of your monetary are displayed with a dollar sign. All right. Keep in mind that hourly rate is a number that is concerning money, so you're going to want to make sure you format cells on that one. I happen to forget accounting, and we want to 2 decimal places. Typically, when you're dealing with money, you want it to 2 decimal places. All right, and you also want a dollar sign. If you didn't add that in, just do it like that. Format cells again, number, currency, and add in that dollar sign. Now, adding in the dollar sign from this makes the dollar sign look a little bit different, and you can kind of see that the dollar sign is moved away from the numbers over here in column F. They're tied up next to them. So what I'm going to do here is just use the format painter to change that, because I like the way that looks a little better. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a row below this. You may already notice that I'm out of room. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a file page setup. I'm going to change my margins so that I have additional rows to play with. Okay. And the last information I need to add is I'm going to add a row to do a calculation to let me know what percentage of my pay am I taking home from my gross pay. Okay, you may have heard me talk about already that when you make money for a job that you may be working, in this case the Gap, this person is making $463.75 after all these deductions, what they're actually taking home. So we're going to call this take home percentage. Okay, and I just use the percentage symbol there to abbreviate, make it a little bit shorter. I am also going to widen this, and I'm going to wrap it. So another cool trick, and we learned about this if you were with me in 7th grade computer skills using the format painter button, is what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on employee number because this cell is wrapped. So I'm going to click on it, I'm going to click on the format painter button, and then I'm going to click on take home percentage, and notice how that wraps the text for me. Okay, and what I'm going to do down here is I'm going to do a calculation or a formula that's going to do this calculation for me. And that calculation is going to be very simple. Equals, and then I'm going to take my net pay, and then I'm going to divide that by my gross pay. Okay, and hit return. That's giving me a decimal place currently to the hundredths, so that's 0.704. I want to display that as a percentage, so I'm going to go to Format Cells, and under the number tab, we're going to go to current percentage, and I'm going to format that to 1 decimal point. All right. Now I want that to stand out a little bit because I want that to try to start to reign true with you guys as you start to get your first jobs. All right. That there are going to be deductions. Unfortunately, you don't. When you work for a company, you have to pay taxes, and in this assignment it shows you that. The only thing really in your first job you're not going to really be paying into is your pension. You won't start paying into that until you have an established job, and maybe the company starts to contribute for you into your pension. All right, so we're going to make that number stand out. We're going to bold it a little bit, and we're also going to center it horizontally and vertically. So we're going to do a center here line, and format cells alignment vertical center. Okay, and you know what, I'm going to make that stand out a little more just by making it a little bigger. If I can get away with it and it's on one page, I'm going to go for it. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to dress up these lines up here. I'm going to change the background color to blue, a dark blue color, and I'm going to make the text color white just to kind of make it stand out a little bit. And I'm going to do the same thing for these as well, but I'm not going to make them as big. So I'm going to make them maybe one size bigger. okay? As long as I can get away with everything and get it onto one page. Something I also like doing with my spreadsheets is I like selecting the entire thing and putting this border around it. Makes it kind of stand out. And if you like the look, you could also add in all borders to make it a little bit easier to read, okay? That's about it. Now on your end, what you're going to do now is you're going to create one graph. It's going to be a pie graph. And what you're going to do is you're going to graph, and listen carefully because some of you get confused when I have you make graphs and I don't show you how to do it. A lot of you have a tendency of doing this. You highlight everything and then you just go up here and you start just graphing anything. What I want is a breakdown of each one of the deductions. So I already gave those to you in percentage form, okay? So you took the percentage, you converted it to a decimal, and now you're going to create a graph, a pie graph, that is going to display those percentages. So there's a way to check your work when you're done. So when you're done, you should be able to see a pie graph that has the percentage labels on the pieces of the pie, and they are equal to the percentages that you were given, in the original direction sheet. Okay, so on the original direction sheet, they told you, for example, that the Social Security tax was equal to, I believe it was 15%. Or no, this was 6.2%. The state tax was what? 4%. Okay, so you're going to see a pie graph at the end with those pieces of the puzzle marked with those corresponding percentages. It's up to you to figure out what to highlight, what to select, and also don't forget your titles on your graph. I hope this demonstration video helped. Good luck, and remember, PDF it, submit it for a grade to Schoology. See you later.